Hello, and thank you for calling Purple Street Studios, home of KJVR Jollyville Radio. To continue in English, press 1 or stay on the line.
Para español, marque el número 2.
Please listen carefully, as our options have recently changed. To follow Jollyville Radio on social media, please hang up and find us on Instagram and Facebook. For advertising and sponsorships, press 3. To ask a question of mayoral candidate Paul Fredrickson, press 4. To be a caller on Spoopy the Boop and Chauncey in the Morning, press 5. If you are UncleASAR, calling in to host Community Beat, press 6.
And the second penguin says, "What do I look like, a typewriter?"
You always have the best jokes, Chauncey. Well, guess what, folks? We have on the line with us the winner of our 7th caller contest. Lucky caller number 7, you're on the air.
Spoopy the Boo, is that you? It's me, man, UncleASAR.
UncleASAR, what are you doing calling into our show?
Hey, I was told that radio hosts weren't eligible for prizes.
Dude, I was trying to call in to host Community Beat. I must have hit the wrong button or something.
You mean you weren't trying to be the 7th caller?
No, man. On today's Community Beat, I'm interviewing Mary Carter from the Women's Intercultural Center in Anthony, New Mexico. She's waiting on the line.
Well, we're gonna have to go to the next caller.
Dadgummit. Okay, I'll try again later.
I'm Julia Stonewash. This is KJVR Jollyville Radio, and you're listening to History Chats, where we bring in famous people every week and let our listeners ask them questions. Some may say her work is so-so, but they must have slipped a stitch. It's Betsy Ross, early American upholsterer, who was credited with designing the American flag. Betsy, welcome to the studio.
Well, Julia, I'm happy to be here. I cannot wait to talk to our what are they called? Callers?
Callers. They're calling on the phone, remember?
And a phone is a xylophone?
We went over this already, Betsy. Jonathan Littlejohn, you're on the air.
Dear Miss Ross, Ain't No Mountain High Enough has gotten me through so much. Thank you. Can you sing a little bit for us?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
What? How do you not know your greatest hit?
I believe our callers confused you with the singer Diana Ross. I'm so sorry.
That's quite all right, dear.
Next caller, Peggy Breaker, you're on the air.
Hello, this is Peggy Breaker. I've been trying to learn to paint off your TV shows. I have some questions about phthalo blue.
This is just a happy little accident. I think you have the wrong Ross in mind.
The website said you'd be interviewing B. Ross.
Yes, this is Betsy.
Well, Bob Ross was a painter, but Betsy Ross came up with the design for the American flag, so maybe there's some overlap there?
Nah, never mind.
What's a website?
I'll tell you again later. Would you like to welcome the next caller?
Hello, Paula. This is Betsy Ross. Do you have a question for me?
Hold up. Is this Betsy Ross? Like the Betsy Ross?
Yes.
What? Betsy Ross? You're that little old lady from back in the day that made the flag for the original 13 colonies.
Yes, that's me. At the beginning of the American Revolution, I figured that no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. So I made a flag.
Oh, funny. Isn't that what you always say, UncleASAR?
Wait. Am I on History Chats right now?
Yes.
What's up with these phones?
So do you have a question, UncleASAR? Next caller, you're on the air and no pressure, but please have a real question.
Hi there, Betsy. Paul Fredrickson here, and I'm running for mayor of Jollyville. Everyone associates you with creating the American flag, but what are you most proud of?
So glad you asked. Yes, I did do the flag, but I'm also incredibly proud of my poker winnings, my pub trivia skills, and wrangling of lobsters on the Delaware River.
See, I knew those history books were trying to make you into a one-dimensional person. People like a quilt, are a patchwork of talents, trials, and tribulations.
Thank you for that, Paul. Oh, and I can make a mean G&T.
Sounds delightful. And with that, this concludes our show. Miss Ross, thank you for joining us. How about we try one of those mean G&Ts? I think we earned them. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Julia Stonewash. We'll see you next time on History Chats.
Hello, and thank you for calling Purple Street Studios, home of KJVR, Jollyville Radio. To continue in English, press 1 or stay on the line.
Para español, marque el número 2.
Please listen carefully, as our options have recently changed. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time.
Why didn't she say that to begin with? I have the extension.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get that. Please try again.
This is UncleASAR. I'm still trying to reach Community Beat.
I'm sorry. I didn't get that. Please try again.
Oh my gosh. Community Beat.
I'm sorry. This line does not have voice recognition abilities.
Dadgummit!
For average-sized desk concerts, press 7. To report items for lost and found, press 8. For recipes from Ye Old Time Cooking Show, press 9. To hear these options repeated again by Chauncey Applegate, please stay on the line.
Hello, and thank you for calling the Chauncey Applegate automated answering device at Purple Street Studios, home of KJVR Jollyville Radio. For English, please press 1 or stay on the line.
Pour français, appuyez sur le numéro 2.
Pour français canadien, appuie le numéro 3. For Josh Slowstone, head of the Jollyville High School Reunion Committee, press 4. For the maestro of Jollyville Brass Quintet, press 5. If you know what happened to Stan's lasagna, press 6. To send me flattering fan mail, press 7. For my honest opinions about Jimmy Pie Crust, press 8. For all other questions, please press 9. Okay, what's your question?
Chauncey Applegate, is that you? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good.
I thought this was that automated phone tree nonsense.
Well, sure, I said it was automated, but they just let me answer the phone for fun during commercial breaks. It makes me feel alive.
Well, Chauncey, man, I'm just trying to dial into Community Beat to do the interview.
Want me to do the thing?
Yeah, man, do the dang thing. How are my levels, Chauncey?
I'm hearing you 5 by 5, UncleASAR. I'm Chauncey Applegate, and you're listening to Jollyville Radio on KJVR. Now it's time for us to leave Jollyville and learn about real people making a difference in the real world. Today, UncleASAR interviews Mary Carter of the Women's Intercultural Center in Anthony, New Mexico.
This is Jollyville Community Beat with UncleASAR, turning the spotlight on good people doing great work in the real world. Our guest today, Mary Carter. She's the executive director of the Women's Intercultural Center in Anthony, New Mexico. Hey, Mary Carter, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. Could you highlight some of the center's origins?
Well, actually, the center started in 1993 by 3 Sisters of Mercy and 13 women of the Anthony community. They didn't believe they could start something as big as the Women's Intercultural Center. So when they were going to meet with 13 women, they were going to say no to the project. Sister Kathleen was thinking about it. She was sitting across the street on a bench across where the church is. And she was thinking and processing, how do you tell the women that you're not in this project? And she saw a young woman, about 17 years old, walking with a child, pushing the child in the stroller. And she was crying. And the young woman told her that her husband had come home drunk again. And she didn't know what to do. She was alone. She was a migrant. an immigrant in this community, and she didn't have any friends, family to who to turn to. And it's at this moment in time that Kathleen realized that it was so important to create a center for women. We went from just serving the women, 35 women of the Anthony community, and now we serve over 2,300 women throughout southern New Mexico and West Texas.
What's your staffing situation, and how do you get some financial support for these programs?
Well, actually, we're a full-run volunteer operation. We are self-funded, which means that we create our own venues of enterprise to raise funds for the operations of the center. We actually also have different donors that actually do give. We actually teach our community to give back. Many of them are more able to donate through our thrift store. And the other options also is donating food to our emergency food pantry. We also have a perishable food distribution, which actually we partner with our local KFC. A lot of our funding, our major funding really comes from our border awareness experience. And that's really the major funding of the center, which is bringing college, undergraduates, graduate students, and even high school students to come in and learn about border life and border culture. So they get to learn what it is, immigration issues, health, how health is dealt with, education, whatever they really want to learn. So they get to experience a lot of different things. We have a great partnership with Border Patrol, and we do what we call a border tour, and they end up doing what they do for diplomats and special VIPs. So they get the full tour of actually seeing what really happens behind the lines, so they have better understanding. So we educate them on a lot of different areas, because we truly believe that in order to make effective choices, you have to have the full picture. We really teach them that if you really want to change something, you need to change policy. So you need to go to your local leaders, your state leaders, your federal leaders, depending on what you want to change and how to push it and how to do it. So that's really the best part about it. And, we make a lot of friends. They come with us, they stay with us for like 2 weeks. So they really are immersed within our community and get around. And we also do some tourist stuff, like going out to the mountains and hiking, because we have some amazing mountains, the Oregon Mountain Desert Peaks, which is actually a national monument. And they get to hike, and they get to explore the city of El Paso, which is actually the Ellis Island of Mexico, because that's where everybody comes in through. And so, they get to experience a lot, get to meet a lot of the people. So it's lots of fun for all of us. And to be truthfully honest with you, that's what keeps me young, because they're all so young students. So they just kind of inspire life into me. And then I get to see how the future generation gets to get built. We contribute to them moving on and doing some great things.
Where can we find you on the web, Mary, to learn more about the center and make donations to this very noble thing that you're doing out in West Texas?
Well, you can actually reach us at www.women'sinterculturalcenter.org.
Does that web address have any spaces or underlines or dashes in it?
No, it's straight out. www.women'sinterculturalcenter.org.
Mary, it has been such a pleasure speaking with you, and we wish you the best of the best.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
This has been Jollyville Community Beat with UncleASAR, and dig this: no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. Peace.
The creative team that wrote and recorded Jollyville Radio include UncleASAR at Cable Line, Emily Antonek, Lizzie Brister, Michael Crosa, Michelle Darcy, Richard Dayries, Brian Green, Susanna Kay, Pilar Caprida, Robert Leary, Zachary Markeiser, Brian Routson, Thomas Schlitt, Monsi Santian, and Kay Wise. If you'd like to support Jollyville Radio, and we hope you will, please help us get the word out. Tell a friend, post on social media, or leave a rating and review on your favorite podcasting platform. You can also find us on the web at jollyvilleradio.com or on Facebook and Instagram at Jollyville Radio. Jollyville Radio is directed by Michael Crosa with lead editing provided by Dr. Monsi Santian and social media help from Amy Costa. The recording was made in accordance with social distancing. Jollyville Radio is a production of Jollyville Brass Quintet, member of Austin Creative Alliance. We are based in Austin, Texas. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm your host, Jimmy Piecrust. We'll see you next time on Jollyville Radio.
Thank you for calling KJVR Jollyville Radio. Your call is important to us and will be answered by the next available Christmas elf. Please stay on the line.